Hello and welcome back to Cop Logic. Now I know I've been gone a while, I apologise. I have no excuse for it, I've just been gone, but I am returning. This is the start of the return, there'll be more videos due soon, hopefully with the other guys. But yeah, watch longs, everything coming back, I apologise. But anyway, into the focus of today's video, which is about, which way is he? That guy. Mohamed Salah. Now, if you follow the football club, you know his contract's renewing in June 2023. You know, we've just had a transfer window, where our priority wasn't signing new players, it was to sort out contracts for key players, which we did. We did for Trent, we did for Robbo, we did for Virgil van Dijk, we did for Alisson Becker, we did for Fabinho, and I think that was it this summer, at least from the key players anyway. Now, there's been a GQ interview. I don't know when it was taken, but it was released today. And it's basically, in it, Salah discusses his contract with Liverpool Football Club. And obviously the upcoming expiry of it and the lack of renewal. So I'll just go into that first. So this is BBC Sport. It was originally reported to GQ, but I'm reading off BBC Sport anyway. So it says in here, Mohamed Salah, Liverpool forward, not asking for crazy stuff in a new contract. Liverpool forward Mohamed Salah has said he is not asking for crazy stuff in ongoing contract negotiations. The Egypt international, who turns 30 in June and has fewer than 18 months left on his current deal, said that it was up to the club to show appreciation for what he's helped them achieve. Salah has previously stated that his desire to stay at the club. Now, this has been in other articles, in social media posts, indirectly, but also he did an interview, I believe, with Sky, I believe, where he said he wanted to stay with the club, and it's clear that he loves being in Liverpool. It's clear he loves playing for this club, and he wants to stay here. It's just he also wants to be appreciated, which I think is fair enough considering everything he's done for the club. So continuing on, he says, I want to stay, but it's not in my hands, it's in their hands. I'm not asking for crazy stuff. I've been here for my 5th year now. I know the club very well. I love the fans, and the fans love me. But with the administration, they've been told the situation, and it's in their hands. Now, there has been talks between FSG, Liverpool's owners, and Salah's agent, and so far a deal hasn't been made. So I'm going to just unpack this entirely. I'm going to just talk about if I think the deal's going to go ahead, if I think they're going to sign and a renewal, and when that's likely to be, if it's going to be, and sort of just overall my thoughts about it. So I'm going to unpack everything. So first off, I want to just express Salah is our key player. He's our most important person in the red shirt on the pitch. He deserves to have a contract, and to be honest, he deserves whatever he wants. I think I'd just give him, within reason. Obviously not a million a week, but even then, I'd maybe debate it for a couple of minutes. But I'd just give him what he's asking for. I know that's not the way to do good business, but I think when you look at who this player is, he's one of the best in the world right now, undoubtedly. I'd say the best in the world at the moment, undoubtedly. But, certainly up there for conversation at the very least. And I think it's going to be very hard to replace a player like Salah. Even if you were to, say, for example, sell him this summer and try and use the money to buy the next promising, right winger, world-class right winger, which would probably be, Mbappe maybe. But even then, I see that as a bad business move, because Salah's tried and tested. He's not demanding insane wages, which Mbappe I think would do. And he loves the city, he loves the club, he loves the badge. And why would you upset that? Okay, sure, he's, gonna be 30, which I know FSG have an issue with, one, spending money, and two, aging players, but I feel like Salah's the exception to this scenario. He is aging, but you look at him on the pitch, he's not. He's actually having one of the best seasons of his life so far. If he carries on the way he has been going, he'll no doubt top both the assists and the goals. Highest goal scorer and highest assist of the Premier League, despite being away for a month. So, I think this is the person you make an exception for, and I say an exception for because I think so far FSG have looked at this scenario and have not taken into the fact that it's Mohamed Salah. I think they're just looking at it like it's another player, but also they don't want to break the wage barrier that we've got in place, where it's, it's relatively small. You compare it to other clubs. Jadon Sancho's on like 350k a week, and you compare that to our highest earner, which is Virgil van Dijk on 220, and that's only been in the last 6 months. Before that, it was Salah at 200. So I think that they're just concerned, but also trying to save money where they can. Now, that's not unknown for FSG. They don't like spending money. It's evident there in the wage bill. They didn't really spend anything last year, apart from Ibrahima Konate, which they made his transfer fee back up in Alcoins. And it doesn't look like they're likely to spend anything this month either, despite the fact that we've had injuries, COVID, AFCON has affected our team depth. And I don't think they're going to make any changes to their current plan, which is to not dip into the transfer market and to rely on the fringe players. So they're known for penny pinching. They're known from the Gini Wijnaldum situation that they don't like offering long contracts to aging players, but I think that's just in a normal scenario. This is Salah. He is an exception. And I think closer towards the summer, they'll start to realise that you can't replace that player. You can't, expect someone who's performing like that to have taken a wage as small ever again. Especially when you compare it to what other clubs are paying their players that might not even be performing to that highest level. And I think ultimately it will get signed in the summer. And I think right now it's just a game of chicken. Right now it's just, well, we want this, and it's FSG going, well, we want you to take this instead. And I think ultimately FSG will have to succumb to the demands of Salah. And I think Salah's being very generous, to be honest with you. I know he's obviously making a bit of a scene in the media, but I think it's right to do that. He knows he's got the fans back him, and he knows what he's worth, especially to Liverpool Football Club. And I don't think he is asking for crazy stuff. I don't think he's asking for 500, 600k a week. I think he's probably realistically asking for 350 to 400, which would put him in our highest earners, but I think rightfully so, and not on an extreme level. It also wouldn't set a precedent through the rest of the team, because the rest of the team obviously know to get that sort of wage, they'd have to go sort of closer to Salah's level in terms of performance, but it is what it is. I don't think there's going to be any qualms about it later on in the year. I think it will get done. And the reason I think it will get done is because if you look at and I think the reason they're stalling on it now, and they're not explaining why they're stalling on it now, is because if you look at it, he's currently on 200k a week. Let's say, for example, for argument's sake, he's asking for 400k a week. That would take his annual wage from 10.4 to 20.8. Now, if you look at that over the span of half of a season, you've got him on currently 200k a week. You've got no threat of another club coming in and signing a pre-contract agreement. You've got no club sniffing round, presumably because FSG is turning them down. But you've also got 31 weeks from now till August, or the end of January till August. If you take his current wage from now till then, he would earn 6.2 million from end of January to the beginning of August. Whereas if you take him on a new contract in January, when you've already got him, you've got no threat of losing him at the moment. You've just got a threat of potentially alienating him, but you can sort of play it safe on that, knowing his love for the club. He would earn 12.4. Now, why would you sign him? And I'm not justifying it, but why would you sign him to a new contract which earns him double the wage, where you don't have to for half a season? I think next year they'll want to tie it down, they'll want to get it done, and they'll be the ones to succumb to it, especially because Salah's not being particularly diva-ish when it comes to it, at least seemingly. So I think it will get done. I think it will get done in the summer. I just think FSG are being typical penny pinches. But I will say, whilst I'm not quite FSG out, I respect everything that's done for us, obviously bringing us back from the situation we were in when they bought us for 200 million, they've obviously done stuff off the pitch with regards to the Anfield upgrades. They've obviously done the whole training centre, upgraded the whole training centre. I think they've done work in the youth team, and they've obviously got us into a situation where we've won stuff in the past. Anyway, whilst that's all good, and I respect that, and I'm not FSG out for that reason, I'm not going to forever look at them in heart-shaped glasses. You know, recently they've not had a good track record. They tried to take us into the Super League without asking for fan consent. They've then pulled out and apologised. Yes, okay, he made a video about John Henry apologised. But seemingly then, apart from, I think it was Spirit of Shankly being introduced and Kenny Dalglish having fan representative on the board, I don't think anything else has been done as of that so far. So I think the mixture, and plus a lot of people are annoyed about the lack of transfers incomings, and rightfully so. I don't think, well, hardly anyway, hardly the Liverpool fans are expecting Mbappe and Haaland to come in the summer, but, you know, just some squad depth that can cover us should, you know, someone be injured. I mean, for me, personally, someone like Tsimikas or Jota were perfect signings. You know, these players with potential that took their opportunity when it came to them and that have pushed themselves into being in or around the first team regularly. So I think that's all I'm and a lot of other Liverpool fans are asking for. But, you know, I think, you know, a mix of all three of them, if the Super League, they handled it really badly, I think personally, the lack of incomings, and also if they fail to get Salah to a new contract, that will just put everyone right off FSG. I know the fate's already hanging in the balance, but I think that'll be the final nail in the coffin for them. Should they not do that, and I think they all know that as well. So I don't believe that they will let Salah go on a free or even sell them. I think they will just succumb to his demands, but it will be closer to the summer when they can save themselves a bit of money. So that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think. If you agree, if you have any ideas yourself, slap them down in the comments. I'd very much appreciate it if you like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications. As I say, we're going to be doing more videos soon. More watch-alongs returning, as well as transfer news, contract updates, anything along those lines. So, yeah, stick around. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the future. Peace.